Hello and welcome to my channel. I have a series of 3 videos coming up to make these 3 projects. They're all made from one multi-project panel from Janie's Originals, and I will show you how to make each and which parts of the project panel that you will need for each. So I've got this drawstring bag. There's a little journal that I've made with a fabric cover, and that also will fit inside the bag. And then there's this little needle case. So yeah, hope you will find some inspiration from these videos, and happy sewing. This is the multi-project panel that I'm going to be using in this video. I'm going to use part of it for this video. I'm just going to show you, if you haven't seen one of them panels before. You get these 2 larger panels. They are roughly 9.5 by 13.5 inches, so you get 2. If you were to use them to cover a journal, then that would probably be the cover, that would be the inside. And then you get strips, some 2-inch strips. This one is as long as the panel itself, same length. This one's shorter. This is a 3-inch panel. Then you get 3 squares, which in this case are, I think they're roughly 4 inches. I'm saying roughly because I know Janie does work in centimeters, but I go in inches when I'm sewing. So then we've got 3 ovals right there, and some little pieces that could be done for applique or machine. Embroidery. What is it? Free motion embroidery. And then you got this little thing here. So I'm going to be using that in today's project. I'm going to use these pieces from the project panel to make a needle book to keep needles and pins and things in. So I've got 2 of the squares. I've got the 3-inch strip, both of the 2-inch strips, and those we're going to sort of chop into and piece together to make the outer part of the needle case. You will also need some fusible fleece. I haven't cut this to size because I'm just going with when this is assembled, I will then cut it. You're going to need some felt for the inside, and then you're going to need an extra piece of fabric for the inner layer, which we're going to embellish with some of these bits. But again, we'll cut that to size when we have assembled this. So this might seem complicated, excuse me, but actually it's going to come together quite nicely. So first of all, I'm going to cut a piece off here and attach it to those 2 pieces. That's our start. I'll do it a piece at a time so that you can see what I'm cutting and where I'm putting it, and then hopefully you'll see where we're going with it. Okay, so I will sew those together. So that's now sewn, and now what I want to do is I'm going to cut this bit. I'm hoping to preserve as much of the blue tip as I can. So we're going to cut that piece off. I'm just going to mark it with my pencil. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that like so. Like up on a bit of there. Oh, right, so not going to worry too much about that. I'll deal with that when we get to it in a bit. And then, so this is the same height as that. And now what I want to do is cut this in half. So I think this is pretty much in half. So and there. I'm trying to keep. Okay. So now these are going to be sewn to the two ends here. Okay. Now, so that I can do all the sewing in one go. So that they're going to be sewn on there. And then what I will do is I will cut this the right length. Then I'm going to cut it in half that way. And then I'm going to attach top and bottom. Okay, so that's my next step. This part is now ready, so this is going to be the outer of my needle book. So it'll fold over like that. Obviously it needs a bit more sewing. So I've gone ahead and I've cut my fusible fleece, which, oops, I'm going to add to this piece here. And then I've also cut the piece of fabric for the inside, and I have cut it slightly bigger because I'm going to sew these bits on, and sometimes when you sew things on it kind of pulls it in a bit, so I want a little bit of so just use a bit of lace. I'm going to trim, well, I will be trimming all of this, and then so these are a couple of the ovals from the panel. This and this bit and this bit are just little offcuts from the strips, just to add a little bit more, and I'll be sewing around those. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sew all of this together. I'm going to fuse this on, and then I will show you the next step. So these bits are sewn on. I've got fusible piece on the back there. So now what I need to do is I need to put them face together. I need to tidy up the edges, and then I'm going to sew round with a 1/2 inch gap seam allowance, but I'm going to leave a 2-inch gap in order to turn it out. So I will do that and then show you the next step. So here I have sewn round. I do lines. I like to draw the lines. It's a friction pen that would come off with an iron, so but it's going inside out anyway. But what I do need to do is cut the corners to reduce the bulk, so I'm going to do that and do that sort of coming round quite close to the very corner point, and then around and do that on all 4 corners. That's the last one. Just this reduces the bulk when turning it over. So now we're going to, where did I leave the gap? Here. Just gently start to ease it through the gap. It's quite a small gap, maybe too small, but we'll go with it. We'll have to go with it because it's small. Can't change it now. Well, I can unpick it a bit, but let's see if we can get it to go through our little two. So when you can get that first like corner through this here, and everything tends to follow. So we'll just start easing that through our gap. Here we go. It's going through now. And just ease it out now. Just look for my bone folder. Here we go. To poke out the corners, a few little threads that we'll cut off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a press, and then I'll top stitch around, and then we'll look at adding in our pieces of felt to create our little pieces for our needles. Okay, so we'll take this away and press it, and then top stitch it, and I will be back. So the cover is sewn, and now all that remains is to put some felt in. So basically what you want to do is cut two pieces of felt, basically an inch. So basically it should be half an inch in. So if you measure your whatever size this has come to and subtract an inch from each dimension, and that's what you need to cut your felt as, and then you're just going to sew it. Now I'm eyeballing this, but you could probably measure it. I know that the middle of this piece of lace that I sewed in was the middle, so I'm now just going to sew down there, and then I will be back to show you when it's finished. So this is the finished needle book. So as plenty of space for pins and needles and safety pins and other things. Yeah, that's all finished.